how you do anything is how you do everything. I love that quote. I love that line because it reminds me that how I show up today and every day is how I will show up always, right? If I'm feeling, say, low energy, right? And I only hype myself up or pump myself up whenever a certain set of circumstances happen, that simply means that I'm not hype all the time. And that sounds like a silly example, but to me, as someone who identifies as the energy king, well, that just sounds silly. That sounds silly because in reality, I want to be in control of my energy all the time, or as much as I can. I actually don't like using the word control, but you know what I mean. The point is, I want to be able to show up the best way I know how whenever I want, whenever I need, right? Not when it's convenient, not when it's easy, not when it's simple, but all the time. It's in those tough moments that we need that the most. It's in our tough moments that we need the ability to show up better. You know that moment when things aren't going your way. I'm gonna sit down real quick. Things aren't going your way, and all of a sudden, you find yourself repeating old habits, bad habits, getting angry, getting upset, and wondering why things are the way they are. Maybe you even get so angry, so upset that you say or do something that you can't fully take back, that someone won't forget. You make a mistake that causes some damage. I do everything in my power to avoid things like that and to help others avoid things like that. Because all of that starts with how we show up every single day. Like, do you wake up and get excited for the day, or do you wake up dreading it? Do you wake up and feel grateful that you're alive and that you have so much going for you? Or are you focused on all the things that you don't have, or all the things that you still want? There is a flow to this. There is a flow because it's important to dream. It's important to want. It's important to have a future for yourself, a vision of the future. It's also really, really important to appreciate where you are now. That appreciation is the fuel that you need. That appreciation will get you so much further in life than anything else. It'll get you so much further. I just got lost in thought. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? What was I thinking about? Well, I was trying to think about what the next thing I wanted to say. I wanted to say the right thing. But sometimes we don't have the right thing to say. We just show up. Just show up. That's what I'm doing now. I don't like making edits. I don't like making cuts because I don't want to make this, picture perfect, vision or persona of myself. I make so many mistakes. I mess up. You're going to hear me stumble. You're going to hear me fall. You're going to see me fall. But what you'll always see is me getting back up again. It sometimes takes time, right? I don't always do things instantly. There are moments when, how I show up with my high energy, I could bounce right back. There's also times that I don't notice that I am stumbling until weeks, if not months, go by. I'm no different from you. I make mistakes. I say and do things that I'm not always proud of. I also know that sometimes it's for a reason. Sometimes it's to teach me. Sometimes I'm being used as a tool or a vessel or a vehicle for someone else to learn a lesson. That doesn't mean I'm proud of what I'm doing. No. But it does mean that I could do something different next time. How I show up any day is how I show up every day. And so if I stick to the fact that I love learning and growing and helping and loving, then I can help other people learn and grow and help and love. That's all I want. That's all I want. I also want a bit of sunshine. And I decided to come outside. This outfit is much different than what I'm used to from these past 2 weeks because it is genuinely chilly outside. And I love it. I love it because I know sometime very soon it's going to get a lot warmer. And there's going to be moments I'm standing outside, doing whatever, and it's humid. And I'm going to be like, oh, I wish it was colder outside. I wish it was chillier. That's me when I live in the future or in the past and not in the present moment. I do it. I do it. I know you do too. Let's not lie to ourselves. Ooh, speaking of lying to ourselves, that's an important thing to kind of bring up. I guess self-accountability, self-responsibility kind of thing. Or I guess just being honest with ourselves is the important thing. I was recently seeing a text chain that I'm a part of, and someone's talking about how they're upset about their privacy and whatnot, how they feel like their privacy got invaded and whatnot. And I'm reading it and I'm like, hey, can we be at least a little bit more honest about what this is about? Because it's not this thing that you're upset. It's not that you're not upset that this person made you delete whatever video you were taking and then go into your private folder and delete that too. It's not about that. It's more. There's something deeper. I don't fully know what it is, but it could be a whole list of things. Maybe it had to do with your plans changing. Maybe it had to do with a fear of what it means to not have that video or that picture. I don't know what is that fear? Loss of love and connection, loss of significance, loss of certainty or uncertainty. What do you lose? I'm being very pointed with these questions, but they're just an example of how we could be upset about one thing, but in reality, it's much deeper and much simpler. It's not this crazy story that you have in your head. It's not this fantasy that's now changing. It's what it all means. And usually what it means is there's some part of your needs that's being triggered, that's being threatened. And when you can be aware of that, you know exactly how to solve the problem. Because oftentimes it's not about solving the specific solution. It's just about feeling a different way. If we have a problem in our lives, say with another person, family member, friend, coworker, and whatever it is that they did just keeps happening over and over and over again. In reality, it could be because you're worried that by them doing that action, they are going to take away their love and connection from you if you say something, if you do something, or just in general. You may just be afraid of that. Now, if you know that it's a love and connection thing, and then you go find love and connection in your life in other ways, you're going to find that that person, the initial family member, friend, or coworker, or whoever, is a lot less threatening. It's a lot less threatening. You'll be able to roll with the punches more because you realize that the problem you were having was not the problem you were having. It's just a symptom. It's just the way that it shows up. But it's something more. And also something so easy. So easy to solve. Yeah. That's what I got for you. If you're worried about any little thing right now, how you show up any day is how you show up every day. So show up in a way where you're not threatened, you're not afraid, you're not scared by someone else or something else. Show up in a way where you are strong, powerful, grounded, where you have a lot of energy. Because with that, from that place, you will be able to solve anything. So until next time, because I'm going to head right inside and do a little bit of video editing for you, just remember to always fill up with the love. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.